In Standard 6.1 Indicator 1, we learn about hunter-gatherer groups and how these first humans, as we think of humans today, used their natural environment, ways that they adapted to it, and also ways in which they adapted their environment that would ultimately lead to settled societies and the development of civilization as we think of it today. These hunter-gatherer groups used their natural environment. One example of this is the head smashed in buffalo jump in Alberta, Canada. And buffalo jumping, as it was called, was used as both a way to get food for their communities and also as a spiritual ceremony. So buffalo runners would disguise under animal hides. They would lure them to the cliffs and get these large herds of buffalo to essentially jump off those cliffs that you can see there in the photograph. Other men would be waiting at the bottom of the cliff to kill the buffaloes that were wounded and that didn't die from the jump itself. You can see a sort of drawing of what the buffalo jump might have looked like, and then a map. Buffalo Jump is located in Alberta, Canada, and you can visit it today. It's a World Heritage Site, so really a great place to see how these first hunter-gatherer groups use their environment to their advantage. Hunter-gatherer societies had very strict gender roles. Men were the hunters and women were the gatherers. Men hunted using tools they constructed out of stone, bones, other natural materials. Women stayed closer to the camp because remember they're nomads, so they move from one camp to another camp. Looked after the children and collected nuts, berries, and grains. So, as the hunter-gatherers developed new strategies for sort of taming their environment, they developed new technologies, just like we do today. They developed communication, so ways of communicating with each other. They developed tools, so we can see some ground stone tools. They developed sharper tools and more effective tools, which led to settled societies because they had more food and they were located in areas that had more environmental materials for them to use. They developed art, so cave paintings, pottery, other ways of expressing themselves and fulfilling these other human needs that art fulfills. And they also developed fire pretty early on, which allowed them to stay warm in some of the climate change that's going to occur and also do other things. So these new technologies really led hunter-gatherer groups to change from the nomadic life to the settled life, which will lead us to our early civilizations. Finally, we see hunter-gatherer groups begin to migrate. Some of this is due to the climate change and the ice age, and others due to movements of large mammals and other things that we don't know about yet. So there's several different theories for the way people migrated, but one of them is the Bering Land Strait, and you can see people move from Asia and Europe down into the Americas. So hunter-gatherers were our oldest ancestors, and they used their natural environment to their advantage, and the ways that they adapted their natural environment to suit their needs led to a lot of the civilizations that would lead to modern humanity.